So we all love convenience, right? Nobody's walking into a store asking for their life to be any harder than it already is. But what's the price we're actually paying for it? And at what point do we start paying attention to the cost of the bill? Let's get into it. Last October, people across America woke up in the middle of the night, soaked in sweat, unable to cool off because their beds wouldn't listen to them. The beds are called pods, made by a company called 8 Sleep, and run a good $2,000 to $5,000 a pop. They heat and cool themselves, and they track your sleep. And on October 20th, 2025, a lot of them just stopped working. Why? Because Amazon Web Services, the cloud infrastructure that they depend on, had a bad day. Some pods overheated with no way to cool down. Others were stuck in an upright position their owners couldn't lower. One guy posted, "Back-end outage means I'm sleeping in a sauna." Another one wrote, "Would be great if my bed wasn't stuck in an inclined position due to an AWS outage." Which is crazy. The thing is, it wasn't just the beds because so much else runs on Amazon Web Services. In the same outage, Ring and Blink security cameras went blind. Smart locks across multiple brands stopped responding. Roombas paused mid-floor and smart thermostats stopped thinking altogether. Across the country, people discovered, some for the first time, that a lot of the things they thought they owned were actually running on somebody else's server. Somewhere they've never been, owned by a company they've never met. And when that server coughed, their house coughed with it. And sure, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a disaster, right? AWS came back, the beds came back, the news cycle moved on. But the reality didn't. And that's what I want to bring us back to. Convenience is not the problem. I'm not here to tell you to unplug. I have smart speakers, smart lights, a Ring doorbell, the whole nine. I am inside the question I am asking right now. I'm not above it. But what the AWS outage showed in one afternoon with receipts is that the relationship between us and our stuff has quietly changed shape. When we buy these products, we subscribe to the continued existence of the companies behind them. We rent access to our home from businesses whose core obligation is to their shareholders, not to us, without fully acknowledging the cost of that dependency. The political theorist Ivan Illich wrote decades before any of this about what he called counterproductivity, the point at which a tool built to help you starts taking more from you than it gives. His argument was that past a certain threshold, the institution built to save you time costs you more time than it saves. The thing built to free you ends up binding you tighter, and that's the point I want us to pay attention to. Because all of this is very convenient, but at what cost? The next time you're contemplating buying into something to make your life, quote, easier, ask yourself out loud, what am I actually buying here? Because what you're buying is really just the object. You're buying a relationship with whoever built it. You're buying a dependency on their business model, their security practices, their willingness to keep pushing updates, their continued existence as a company. You're buying a version of your life that works only for as long as their servers do. I can't tell you what that's worth. That's your math to do. Just know that for every smart device you have, in this case, a smart bed, there's a server thousands of miles away deciding whether you get to sleep tonight.